Hello everybody and welcome back to LMM. Today we're taking out the big red thing to the Bressingham Fire Engine weekend. Although there is one tiny problem with this. You'll see that Tom is currently storing his BMW Z4 inside the shed, and in order to make it fit, it kind of blocks in the fire engine. What Tom hasn't done is Tom hasn't left it on a trickle charge, and now it has two things which are going to impede progress. It has both a flat battery and a flat tyre, which means we can't push it, and this proves to be a bit of a problem.
That's what you think, because thankfully today's video is sponsored by GreePro with their jump pack.
Is that really a jump pack? That's tiny.
Yes.
That's mobile phone sized.
Hello.
Right, let's see if it works. How do you pop a bonnet on one of these?
Yes.
Have you ever been inside the bonnet of one of these?
I did the timing, you muppet.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Too hot to do this with a jumper on. So this is the GreePro Jump Starter Pack, which is not only useful for jump starting your vehicle, you can also use it as a battery pack if you're camping or out and about, with both USB and also a 12-volt charger.
Was that what this thing is?
That's what that is.
I've been looking at this when I opened the box. I'm like, what is this thing?
That plugs in there.
And you plug your cigarette
and then
lighter
you plug
in.
anything that goes in a cigarette lighter into that.
I feel really stupid now. I'd got that and was like, it's a spark plug thing. It goes over the top of the spark plug.
Immediate jump start.
It's in one cylinder at a time. Go, 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 go. Do you know what? It's quite nice actually. In fact, it's got this nice little pouch. Because I find in my disorganised state, always stuff gets put somewhere. So having it, just a pouch where I can be like, the pouch lives in the car.
Yeah, and everything with it goes in together. There. Now this supposedly is good for starting up to 10-litre petrol engines and 8-litre diesel engines.
So it won't start Jupes.
Not quite.
But if we had two of them, we could put them together to get the 24 volts.
And then everything would blow up and fry.
Yeah, let's probably not try that.
No.
To be fair though, these are really useful for us because we always have stuff like this where stuff hasn't been left on charge, or the charger's kicked off, or it's been nudged.
We've just forgotten.
Yeah, and you come to it and it's such a pain to try and get stuff going. We have a couple of jump start batteries kicking around the shed. So, you know, there's a spare battery we can put leads on. Do we have leads that work? And has that battery been left on charge?
No.
Yeah, so actually these are invaluable, and there's nothing worse than when you come back from an adventure, you've been out, I know, cinema for a meal, you had a lovely evening, it's dark and it's cold, and you go, click. These things are literal lifesavers.
At the boot, connect, done, go.
There was a period that the Mini, the battery was less happy, and rather than replacing it, I just used one of these.
Every day, jump start, jump start, jump start.
Get home, put it on charge, and this turns out to be a lot more cost effective than replacing your battery.
Stall it at the lights, jump start.
Oh, don't. That is a true story as well. Replace your batteries, people.
You go on there, you go under there. Have you been to... I need that. What are you doing?
I'm charging my phone because I'm almost out of battery.
You're too busy scrolling social media.
Look, I have a very busy social engagement calendar that I need to keep up with. And also the fact that this is working really well, and it's got a quick charge port, and also it comes with the cable, and what's really nice is this is a charging cable, so it charges, plug it in, charges via USB-C, and then you turn it the other way and plug the same lead in, output, charges my phone via... Okay, you can have it back. Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you. Sorry.
Happy days.
And having squeezed Jupes out of the shed, it was time to set off for Bressingham. Of all the things that could have happened today, I didn't think that giving Tom a lesson on how to use an Android phone would be part of it.
On this episode of Roaming Red Engines, Tom learns how to Android. I hate iPhones. iPhones for the win.
Having mucked around with his Z4, we're now on the road and heading towards Bressingham Steam and Gardens.
Now some of you might remember that I took this thing there last year, but I didn't have this motley crew with me. So obviously I've got my chauffeur today. We have Ben appearing on camera for about the first time ever.
Hello.
And unfortunately there's Lozz with us as well.
Hello! I snuck in. I was stowaway.
Help. Today there should be more than 30 fire appliances, most of them coming from the Norfolk Fire Museum, and they've got a wide variety of different machines. Also the fire appliances from Bressingham itself and a couple of other private ones. So hopefully we'll be able to see the machine that replaced this one, and hopefully there'll be another couple of RSs there as well. So it should be a nice chill day of looking at fire engines. And we've been told that the noise Jupes makes, the off even rumble it, idle it's at, isn't the noise that it should make, and one of the old fitters is going to come have a look at it and just adjust the pump slightly, and we need to adjust.
Exciting.
Yeah, we might entirely change the noise of it.
It might release some more horses.
It might.
If it's running right.
And we need to adjust the idle anyway because it's idling way too fast.
Yes.
But also, if you're enjoying the fire engine and you like seeing Jupes out and about, remember you can get your own pre-orders on the website now.
I will say, it's obviously a good thing for them to sort out the idle and the engine and that, but it will be a little unfortunate because she makes such a distinctive noise.
Yeah, that's what Tom said.
It's going to be like, Jupes sounds like Jupes. Yeah. It's not going wop, 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 wop.
But what if you like it better?
Like it's got some fat cab in it or something.
So close. I was so close to making it. I always love returning to Bressingham. It is an absolutely fabulous museum, which was a staple of my childhood, somewhere that I always looked forward to visiting during the summer holidays. It is full of mechanical marvels, something that a young Lawrie really appreciated. And it's more than just the railways. There's things like the world famous gallopers, which is a must if you're visiting. And there are no less than 4 railways on site, all of which operate steam train rides, including the 2-foot Fen Railway, which for me means that quarry consulates are always associated with Norfolk. One of the greatest things for us was having a lineup of Dennis fire engines throughout the years, and particularly exciting was a Dodge 100 Series Commando, which is how Redruth will look when it's eventually restored. There are also a lineup of ex-Norfolk appliances. One of these things is the one that replaced my own RS. In fact, there was just so much to see. One of the great things about the Norfolk Fire Museum is they don't just have Norfolk appliances, they have enough machines to be able to tell the story of the fire engine and how it's evolved over the year. And once we'd parked up, it was time to start cleaning the machine and make it look presentable.
I think it's quite old.
This is why I bring Tom places, because Tom does a good job of cleaning it. Oh, you know, he's a good friend as well, but primarily he cleans the fire engine.
I heard that.
Ah, damn. Love you. Having successfully got Jupes to meet Tom's high expectations of how a fire appliance should look, we managed to escape and head out for a wander to look at some of the other appliances that had made it to the show. And this year was a particularly good showing, with more than 30 appliances all lined up for the public to enjoy, including these absolutely incredible pre-war machines. That one there nearest to us is unique. One of the great ironies is one of the newer vehicles on site was this steam locomotive being built on site by the team here at Bressingham and named Alan Bloom after the founder of the museum. It is based on a quarry Hunslet because they are synonymous with Bressingham, but it's just been shrunk down a bit to run on the 10 1/4 inch gauge. And here it is being spun round ready for its next trip. We got chatting to a gentleman who owned a rapier. Now this is the appliance that followed the SS, which is the appliance that followed the RS. So this one is several generations on from my appliance. This thing is a lot more advanced and a lot more refined, and it's turned out in a beautiful West Sussex livery. It's amazing to see how simple things like storage have evolved over the years, and seeing a fully kitted out truck is awesome.
Steam model maker, very patient wife.
Oh, that was a very pleasant one.
We then headed inside the museum for a nosy, seeing one of my favourite engines, Rose and Cavalier, and looking around the Dad's Army Museum. The boys then headed out to the shed to look at some of the engines which were out of service for the day, including other Cray Hunslet Gwyneth. I really like the fact that some of the older appliances had been grouped together. I mean, this show really represented the whole story of fire engines throughout the age. And aren't these things absolutely stunningly beautiful?
That prince, yeah.
But look at that's monstrous.
Look at it. Isn't it not just the best thing ever? If I could have anything,
It's quite a toy, isn't it?
this sums up like 9F. Feat of British engineering. What we care about? Number 25.
Back end will be boiling and the front end will be tepid enough to put your hand in.
But you could play games.
Do you know what everything is?
Yes, train.
Here at LMM, we are nothing but professional.
It goes.
Please shut up. I don't want to know you anymore. Or it goes.
There's a man out there looking really confused.
Having thoroughly embarrassed ourselves in the eyes of the public, we went off to check out some of the stationary engines. Now I remember when these all worked, and this boiler is currently being rebuilt, so hopefully we'll see stationary engines running in display again. Having completed one shed, we headed off to another, which holds one of my favourite engines.
I just love it. I wish it was painted back in the green. I wish it was looked after.
This is a veritable treasure hoard of mechanical marvels, traction engines, diesel locomotives and portable engines, something I'd love to have. And then I decided to give the boys a bit of a history lesson on different gauges.
Continental gauge. So it is both wider, so the cylinders stick out more and all the bits on the side stick out more, and significantly taller than the British one if you compare that, which is British loading gauge, to that. So you can get a bigger engine in because it's wider, it's taller, so taller means a bigger boiler. So basically our stuff in the UK can run in Europe. European stuff can't run in the UK, unless it's the Nene Valley. And then American stuff is bigger still.
According to the front, it's 32A, which is not what it is.
I don't know what it is.
It is, but it's not.
Next, it was time for the most important thing, to go get ice cream. One of the things that we all enjoy most about these days is getting to interact with the public, explaining the history and joining in with the general enthusiasm towards preserved appliances. It's something that always makes my day when people come up and want to talk and enthuse about my truck. Bressingham is full of unusual engines, including this Fireless. Now this is special because it's a steam engine that runs without a fire, meaning it was safe to use in places like munitions or chemical factories where a fire could cause an explosion. It's a real cool thing to see.
Property of the Home Office. So the idea was that would have carried all your hoses. So do you know the history of the ATS and the idea behind these things?
I mean the AFS.
AFS, sorry, yeah, AFS, not the
Auxiliary
ATS.
Fire Service.
Yeah, so do you know the idea behind them? It was Cold War, and the idea was that if London got bombed, you would have a fleet of these things that would be able to pump water from the north, which wasn't irradiated, down to the capital. So you would have these every few miles, and that would be the truck carrying all the pipe work.
Or have a link.
And it would drive along, just dropping the pipes off, and then these would be a massive convoy, just pumping water, like the length of the country. That's why there are so many hundreds of them. And then that would have just linked like rolls on it, and it would just be drop one pipe off, and the next pipe, and the next pipe.
No visit to Bressingham is complete without embracing our inner children and going for a ride on the gallopers.
I Wow.
You seem like a dodo kind of dude.
Wow.
It's an ostrich, you utter cretin.
That's why I gave you that one, because you have to struggle.
I felt the weight.
Have fun riding him.
Felt the weight of one of you getting there.
Where's the footrest?
It wasn't me. I was just Are you okay?
I've got a footrest on one side that's fallen off. I've got to have the groin grip. Well, I went for the footrest and just went.
You don't have one. You've only got one side. I feel like I just generally.
Have you never been on a gallopers before? In France, and it's different because it's all the wrong way around.
Do you sit on the other
We
side?
sit on the other side of the horse.
But Mum,
I don't, oh, you absolute. Working with children.
As the guys hadn't been to Bressingham before, we had to go for a trip on the railways.
oh, you.
I don't think I've ridden this for donkeys.
Of course, it all just runs off 12 volt through the rails.
Get off.
Do you reckon it's got a flat tyre then?
Yeah.
Definitely needs putting to the bits.
It's not pumping the air into it.
Yeah. Fresh set of rubber.
There's some Pirelli P0s up here.
Too much grip, they're no good for getting sideways.
I need some slicks.
You need the wing ones.
It took every single part of my being not to throw the both of them off the train.
A friend of mine bought a couple of those carriages because they were being scrapped.
And after being attacked by wasps, it was lovely to meet up with some fans of the channel and talk about various things. Although I think Tom got a little bored of my ramblings.
Everything had a fibre on it for postage.
Tom decided to entertain himself by pranking me and pretending there was a wasp on me. Honestly, I can't take either of them anywhere. Back in the museum and upstairs was the 00 gauge model railway, and what I really like about this thing is way back, several decades ago, I helped build this in its first iteration. Now it is very different now and things have definitely improved, but it's nice to look back and go, well, the first version of this I was part of, and in my head they're pretty much the same thing, although I was told by the volunteers that it has been effectively completely stripped down and rebuilt now. But in my head, I definitely helped make this.
Hello everybody, welcome to my TED Talk on preservation and the importance of heritage.
Now, thank you all for coming. I see so many interested people out there in the auditorium. So I'll be taking questions later. So have those questions in your mind and don't be afraid to ask them and get involved. So I think the heritage is really important. I think that people coming through is a massive part.
As no one had paid any attention to me, I went and hid in shame.
Sorry, I'll help. This way.
Actually, they've got that coffin thing down here.
Well, this is one way of cleaning the floor.
For context, if context is lacking of this, he said that my childhood is now in a museum, and that made me feel very old, and I had an existential crisis, and then I got dragged on the floor.
Having mentally recovered, we headed out for another train ride.
Look what you've done.
Here at LMM, we are a professional and adult organisation.
Yes! What? No, that does not help. Soon the tables were turned and I got to push Tom, who loved it.
So, as part of the adventure today, the guy who's in charge of the Norfolk Fire Museum used to be a fitter on these, and he's looked at this and listened to it and went, that's not right. So he said if we brought it along, took the cover off, he'd have set up the pump correctly. And as we've got the cover off, Tom doesn't believe quite how loud it is and how much an amazing job that sound blanket does. So, here we go.
Once we got the top off, we noticed there was a rather concerning fuel leak, so we deployed the spanners to tighten up a couple of the nuts, which hopefully would stop the fuel from venting to atmosphere. Once we'd done that, the gentleman from the Norfolk Museum came along and showed us how to change the pump timing slightly so that the idle is a bit more acceptable. By the time we finished doing that, everybody was getting ready to leave. The traditional plan for the end of the show was for everybody to head out and go for fish and chips in Dis, which meant that there would be a convoy of vintage appliances making their way down into the town. And this, frankly, is the highlight of the entire visit.
Go, 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 my side.
Once everybody had safely arrived and lined up, we headed off to go get chips. Once we'd sat down on the roof, it started to rain, but that wasn't going to stop our tradition. As cameraman Ben had never driven anything than a Renault Megane, and we were sat on a public green, I figured this was the perfect opportunity to allow him to drive the fire engine, and he thought this was actually rather good fun.
It's a very big steering wheel. It's a big problem.
With the dinner finished and test driving completed, the heavens opened, so we headed back to the shed.
So as you can see, we've made it back to the shed.
And it's been a brilliant day. It's always fun hanging out with mates, taking Jupes out. Great day.
The only thing that really that kind of put a downer on the day was the fact that the weather changed and it started to rain for well, the end of it. And I really don't like the thing getting wet. It's got a couple of leaks on it, so it always makes me really happy to get it back into the shed and back in the dry. It just makes me feel all warm and cozy knowing she's nice and safe.
Well, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see something else with the truck or another roaming red engines, click down there somewhere for that video, or down there for something else.
You'll probably enjoy. And if you want to see the thing up close and personal, we're doing LMM Fest again on the 23rd of August. So come along for this. Some of the other fleet's going to be there. The Loco's going to be there. Activities, giveaways, raffles, all kinds of, the stuff going on. It's going to be great.
You're going to be there too.
I believe, I think you're there.
I am there.
Am I
think
there?
I'm there. Hopefully not.
This is workplace violence.